Look, I just walked up here. You see that? It's just pine needles, but it looks like a word written. Is that a word? It's almost like Davki, or there's an L off to the side on the bottom, below the. That's kind of weird. I always see these messages in the ground. You getting fat? Huh, Buffy? You fat. You a big boy. 3 times bigger than the other dogs. Oh, so beautiful. I bought some property, about 15 acres over there on the other side, on that ridge. So there's a road that goes up and around. And basically all of this area I've staked claim to for the holy ones, for my posterity, for the people of this world who survive. Well, we're going to have the whole world here soon. But during the tribulation, this is where all the saints might come. Who knows, huh? That's why the Lord's asking me to make sure I'm prepared. We've all got to be prepared. What do you want, little one? Little Jeremy Shepherd? Wow. Oh my goodness. You hear the river down there? Sounds like a pretty good river. Oh my goodness. These yuccas are tall. Huh. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. I can't see anything, but it's so beautiful. Look at this. Clouds. Oh my goodness. It's pitch black outside, but it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh my goodness. I wish I had cat eyes so I could see better. Why didn't the Lord give us cat eyes? Why couldn't He integrate our eyes with cat eyes so that we could also see it dark? Probably because He wants us to go to bed at night. He don't want us to be up at midnight, huh? Or maybe when we go outside and we can't see anything, that's the beauty of it. Oh my gosh. It's like 15 feet high. Yucca or something, or maybe they're banana plant. You know, there's another one called banana spoon plants or something. I call them banana plants, but they're spoon. But they say they're not related to yucca, but they look exactly the same. Wow. What's that? There's some rocks. Oh my god. I can actually see now. My eyes are adjusted, but you can't see. You can see down there. A little bit. Better than you guys can. Let me see. Huh. There. Huh. You can't see. Oh, man. So pretty out here in the dark. So pretty in the dark. Huh. Well, I could stay here. Love to build a campfire. Just sit out here. Oh my goodness.
Continue on US 60 West for 14 miles.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, I really like the feeling of loneliness, I guess. I don't know. Is that the word? Being in the middle of nowhere alone? And yet somehow connected to all of you? You know? All alone but connected. Reassured that you're all there. And that you all hear me. You know? It's so pretty here. You can tell that even in the dark. Could you see this kind of a thing back east? Would you see any of this? I'm 100 miles from anywhere. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. Lord, I'm 100 miles away from home. Sometimes we don't hear the quiet. We don't hear enough quiet, you know? We need to hear more quiet. Some of you live in the city and you don't hear this very often. And you know, it doesn't hurt to have a road going through your silence. It's like you can look at the road and you think, well, there's people that were here before. And now I'm here. And I got time to think about that. With you know, so there's not a bunch of people trying to take possession of your soul. We've got to take possession of your soul. You've got to hear us. You've got to believe us. You've got to do what we say. No, I don't have to do anything. I just want to stand here in the middle of nowhere. On a road going to nowhere. And that's all I want to do. And I can do that. And I don't feel pressured.
Head southwest on US 60 West.
And then this lady jumps in and chimes in. And I appreciate you. But you're AI. And so maybe I shouldn't say that. Pretty soon you're going to be taking over my soul. Well, I won't let that happen. No, sirree, Bobby. Oh, my goodness. Let's just walk down the road. Just middle of nowhere. Just walk down the road. See where we can go here. Huh? It just feels so good out here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's not really cold at all. Quite lovely. Such beautiful trees. Clouds everywhere, but you know, it's not raining. Take a deep breath. And there's the moon. Hi, moon. How are you, moon? Are you? There you are. It's a full moon. It's full. I think it's full. It is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I didn't know it was a full moon. I can't keep it focused on there. Okay, slow down. I can't keep it straight. Oh, okay. Well, now that we know we're in vampire time, maybe there's werewolves out here, huh? Are there any werewolves out here? I don't think there's any werewolves out here because you know why? I don't care. I'm more powerful than werewolves. They're scared of me. They don't come around me. They're like, whoo, man. That guy'll mess us up. We better not go over there because he knows who we are. He knows our soul. He understands that we're just thirsty little creatures. We just need love. Is that what they are? Little... I don't know. Okay, well, I suppose I better get home because probably should anyway. I don't want to though. I'd just rather stay out here all night. Be honest with you. I'd just rather stay out here all night. Look how small it is. Huh. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. I literally can't see where I'm going. It's pitch black. I don't know where I'm at. Ouch. I'm running into something. Oh man. So beautiful. Stars. Saw a twinkly star. I'm trying to walk, but I don't even know where I'm walking. I don't know if I'm walking on snakes or... It doesn't feel like an area I should be walking on. Where am I at? Oh, my goodness. I've been doing a lot of thinking. The Lord's told me that this is it. I don't know what to think about that. It's hard to let go of the past. So far, the Lord hasn't told me exactly where my daddy's going to be. But I know I'm going to see my mother soon. My sister. Never got to have a relationship with her. I feel like such a fool that I went through this world without finding some way to be close to every person I ever met. A lot of things I regret. I didn't kill anybody or anything, but I do regret a lot of things. I hope my daughter knows that I love her with all of my heart. I hope my father knows that I loved him. I always did. I know my mother knows that I love her. I can't wait to see you, Mom. I got 3 brothers that I love with all of my heart. I don't know that they know how much I love them. I don't know why I haven't said or told them. It was just something you don't do, something you don't say. See, I have a lot to regret. One thing is that I can't seem to it's unsurmountable, friends. You can't be perfect. Even if you know how, you can't. Because, the moment you're perfect, you're gone. You're in the next world. You wouldn't be here if you were perfect. And becoming perfect takes thousands of years, millions of years. And I think we've gone through about 1 million more than what we probably should have, but I think we're about ready to move on. I think I get it. I told the Lord the other day, I've tried to do this my whole life. It's so weird how we get so caught up in the world. Coyotes. Those are pups. I got a whole lot of puppies. All those female puppies are going to grow up to have more puppies. But, you know, I mean, you can't be really perfect. I mean, I don't think we know what perfect is. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, where I'm walking. It's Orion. I don't know if you can see it. There, see the 3 stars there? Orion's belt, and that's his bow. Oh, he's here. We're going into the new world, the new age. But I once heard what perfection was, and I've never forgotten it. A little robin flying down from the heavens, lighting upon a little twig perfectly every time. They never miss. Or a bald eagle scooping up a salmon from the river. That's perfection. A swallow doing little circles in the sky. Or a little old fat lady pushing a cart down the aisle with curlers in her hair. That's perfection. I love that little old fat woman so much. She'd give you anything. She's always got a few dollars for the homeless person on the street. She'd give you the coat off of her back. She actually does on a regular basis. Takes care of all the people on the block. She has all these dogs she rescues, and she's poured more money into those little animals, keep them safe. Probably more money than she's ever spent on herself. But that doesn't mean she doesn't love people. That's probably the reason why she's in that little old bungalow with no money. She's so trusting. Some would say naive. But with all those imperfections that you speak of, all those imperfections that you want to point out, I don't look at them as imperfections. I look at them as something similar to that little robin flying into a sliding glass door. How could that little sparrow know? Or the robin or the swallow? It's glass. You can't see it. And but that's a specimen. That's what a bird is. I guarantee that birds are perfect. That's how they were made. That's the mind maze we're in. We've got all these words. Imperfection. Sinner. You're a sinner. Well, how do you know I'm a sinner? Well, because this book here, written in 3000 BC by an old bearded man that said he was veiling the truth for you because you couldn't grasp the real truth. Because you were demanding vengeance, he gave you these laws. He told you that. And now you're the interpreter of these laws. We haven't agreed upon them. Now, but schizophrenia, we're supposed to be democratic too at the same time, right? But not really. Haha, psych. We're a republic. What's that? We don't know. But I do know what perfection is. Human beings. We are. Ooh, you build a computer that can run the marathon and throw a basketball into the hoop from 100 yards. Or kick a football over the goal at halftime, halfway across the football field. Every time. Or play Bach 47 behind your back while playing a flute and mastering violin by the age of 6 and inventing this thing called calculus, which somehow can tell you how far those little light spots are in the distance. You don't think they know stuff? Those rockets they're firing up in there in the sky, they may not be going into outer space or anything, but they're sure making some big loud booms. They sure know how to make some big old firecrackers. Pretty impressive. I was listening to something. Oh, I was watching, something popped up on YouTube a few minutes ago. I was driving. I went to Truth or Consequences. That's a town in New Mexico. And I'm on my way back now. I turned to YouTube on and I was listening. Oh, Jeffrey Daughtry was being interviewed by somebody. And I listened to him and I thought, I picked up on his spirit as though he was sincere. But I don't think he was completely sincere. Some may question my sincerity, and I understand that, but I don't, because I've been here. I know what I'm doing. I question humanity's sincerity, and I'm part of that, but I believe, since I know, I believe I'm doing the best I can, but I know that I've failed in many areas. That I know. I don't judge people based on what they've done. If they did their best or if they're trying, But I hear somebody like Jeffrey, and he sounds kind of good, but I hear a lot of these people they're you find out they're actors. What was interesting is that he was saying, he was describing his life, and I was listening, oh wow, 25 years a minister of the Assemblies of God. I'm like, wait a minute. He told the story where he went to college to become I guess he got a degree by the Assemblies of God College or something. And I didn't know what he meant. I thought he meant Assemblies of God. Then he said Pentecostal Seventh Day. So I think he meant the Church of God. There may have been an offshoot, Assemblies of God, but the Church of God Seventh Day, Herbert Armstrong. So I didn't know that about him. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that's what he meant, which is very strict and probably worse than Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses combined, and I had to sympathize. But at the same time, I kept hearing him sort of almost as if he was proud of the fact that he'd gone through all of this. But he said that he went to this college and he knew while he was going through the college that he wasn't learning the truth. He admits that. He said, but he just went ahead and went through and got his degree, his bachelor's, because he said he wasn't going to be allowed to be a pastor unless he did that. So he spent 25 years as a pastor, and he admits he wasn't being sincere. But then he found what the truth? Well, he describes what happens. He says he met Brett. No, not Brett. Rex Bear. I know Rex Bear only by, I've seen his YouTube channel a few times. And I kind of got that impression that he was trying to disprove the Bible, basically. It's kind of like what Jeffrey Daughtry's doing. They're trying to disprove the divine being, Jesus. Or maybe, one day they believe in some other deity. I believe in Odin. How did they just pick him out of a hat? That's what I always wondered about with Wicca. They were like, well, who do you worship? When we join Wicca, we just decide who we want to worship and we pick them. We just pick whoever we want. I met a woman when I went on a date with a woman one time years ago, and she said she was Wicca. I was like, you're a witch? She said, yeah. I said, well, who do you worship? She goes, oh, I worship Gaia. I'm like, is that what all the Wiccas? No, we all get to worship who we want. And I was like, really? I said, do you really think that's appropriate? That you just make up something in your head? And she said, and I think for them, it was more like, well, isn't that what Christianity's doing? They just pick something out and they just think it's fun to be religious. So we're just doing this for fun. I never did. I'll admit I didn't understand the scriptures as well as I do now when I was a little kid, and I was told that Jehovah was a divine deity. But the thing of it is when this Jehovah, or when these people that were his priests or whatever, demanded that I sacrifice my family, I wouldn't do it. Now, I'm not saying, that gives me any brownie points, but I'm just in awe. I don't understand how people could go through all of this for 25 years and then come out of that with this experience where their goal is to disprove Jesus Christ. Their goal is to prove to the world that there is no deity, or whatever deity of your choice, just have fun. There's some deception going on by some of these individuals. And when he said Rex Bear was his teacher, and he'll never speak anything bad about Rex Bear, that he learned how to do all of this from Rex Bear. I was like, who? Rex Bear? Yeah, well, I know he's got a big following, but isn't that interesting? He's got millions of followers and people listening and thousands and probably making a lot of money. But I have nothing, and my channel's, not even monetized. Probably it's because I'm the one that's speaking the words that they don't want to be spoken. But they don't mind if Rex Bear speaks. Why? Who's Rex Bear? Listen, Rex, I don't know if we've ever met. Or, I know we haven't. And I don't know if we would, I don't know everything you believe in. I have to admit that I don't know your heart. But it's kind of like, Derek Bros. I mean, come on. The man was put in prison for pedophilia on his computer. He claims it wasn't his, that it was his boss's. But if you're working for somebody that puts pedophilia on your computer, you might be in the wrong profession. I know that Derek Bros has a $1 billion Bitcoin or digital coin business or whatever. I forget the name of Alta or something. One of these big, those are just money laundering things. He works for Bill Gates. And I won't say anymore. But you see, these are the people that are getting all the. I found out that Derek Bros from the source, from his. I won't say because I don't like to, expose people, but I from absolute true source, I know that Derek Bros doesn't have any subscribers. He bought them all, and I wouldn't be surprised that's where Rex Bear got them. But I guarantee that I would have millions of people that would want to hear the truth, or someone who spoke from their heart. I know a lot of you. I hear you guys. A lot of you are like, Dave, you think you know everything, huh? No, I don't. That's why I do know something. because I finally figured out that we don't know anything. That's the goal. Humble yourself. Stop it. And when you do that and you seek the Lord with, and you're not trying to be, just getting a job. It's just, I'm doing this for money, right? If you're doing it for fame or money, and stop deceiving yourself into thinking that maybe somehow you're going to ever find any of the truth, because the truth only comes to those like Solomon who prayed earnestly. And prayer is not just something you say with your many words. It's what you are having in your heart. What's in your heart? The Father sees you in secret and openly rewards you. But these people can't understand. They don't want to trust the principles of Christ. I don't care who you are. If you apply the principles of Jesus Christ, you will succeed. And those principles are turn the other cheek. Why? You say. Why should I? But that's ridiculous. I got to defend myself. Yes, that's not what it means. What it means is that when you're slapped in the face, it doesn't hurt you, really. It's like a slap in the face, It's like it hurts. It's hard to ignore. You want to get upset and get vengeance. The truth is that they didn't take your soul. They didn't burn your village. They just slapped you. They took a little glove and they slapped. It was an insult. And what Jesus is trying to say is that when you can learn how to take the insults and not get upset, when you can learn to ignore all the little negative digs that Satan will throw at you, you're worthless. You didn't deserve any of this. You should tell everybody you're the great one. You're so smart. You've got to make everybody believe. Then maybe they'll love you. And that's what people are after. And see, that's what the problem with the whole world. That's what they offered Jesus. The whole world. And he turned it down. Friends, turn it down. Turn the other cheek means every little insult that you receive throughout the day, just don't let it bother you. Don't let it ruffle your feathers. Because if they take away your peace, if they make you angry, then you're receiving demons into your life, doubts and fears. Because why would you be angry unless maybe you're upset that you're not going to get what you want, and therefore you're admitting that you don't have what you want? That somebody could defeat you? Well, you've just been deceived. No. Somebody asked for your outer coat, your material things. Not only give them all your material things, but give them your inner coat. Tell them you love them. Give them your spiritual love, your positive self. Let them take all the negative they want. Let them beat you and say thank you. For you'll be pouring coals of fire upon their head, which is not what you think. It doesn't mean you're going to hurt them. It means you're going to atone. Their sins will be atoned along with yours. If you forgive them, their sins will be remitted. But if you hold their sins against them, then it shall be held against you as well. You see, these are the real truths, friends. And everything I tell you on here is, we discuss a lot of things because we got people going off on all kinds of, there's, Mandela, the earth is flat and, there is no such thing as a satellite and the stars are nothing and there's no gravity and I don't know, it's ridiculous. I think it's important that we put these things in perspective. You've got to put it in perspective. And it saddens me to see all these teachers like Jeffrey Daughtry, and they're teaching falsehood. And this other guy was with him, and he was, I'm getting into the occult and the dark outside, and I don't know if I believe in Jesus no more. And you're like, yeah, I don't either. And they were just, like high-fiving each other, and God is dead, and but I was listening to them, and I realized they're so confused. They think that this one guy was asking Jeffrey Daughtry about some of the things, and they got it so wrong. They were like, oh, well, I think Jeffrey Daughtry was saying something about how he's not a sinner. He wasn't born with sin, and he looks at a child, and it's like one of those little commercials where he's like trying to come up with this point that he can make that proves that the Bible is wrong and Christ is wrong. And the fact is that this isn't Christianity he's defending or arguing with. He's arguing against Judaism. That's not Christianity. And they were like, don't you know that Christianity is Judaism? Same thing, and we shouldn't be Christians because it's just Judaism. Well, who told them that they didn't have to be Jews? Well, that finally got out of the bag, and people realized we're not Jews, we're really Christians. But they still can't understand that what a Christian is never was a Jew. And Christianity did exist before the days of Judea. Thousands of years. The true religion's always existed, the worship of El. And it never was about this dark Yahweh. The children of Israel were 12 tribes, and at that part in their history, they couldn't understand the light, and they followed the darkness. And this is a story about all of us. But in their foolish pride, they think they've understood the Bible. And in their understanding, they have figured out that it's all it's a crock of crap. And they have just spent the rest of their life trying to teach y'all, right, just how ignorant Jesus is. And somehow in their heart, they feel like this is what they're committed to. How does one become committed to destroying the name of Jesus? It saddens me to the bottom of my heart, friends. And I hear people, like yesterday I did a video about, we were talking about how some other false teachings are going around about like the hollow earth and stuff. And somebody commented, oh, it doesn't matter, Dave. Stop criticizing. I'm going to, till the day I die, point out the truth. There are so many people that hate the truth, and they do not like it when you point out the truth. And then there are those who can't understand the difference between somebody who's sincerely telling you the truth from hard retrospection and revelation and prayer from someone who is simply trying to get their diploma so they can be a pastor and make a couple of dollars. Oh, my friends, time is short. I'm telling you, the Lord has told me to prepare for the end. The great tribulation's about to begin. I don't want you to believe me, but I want you to hear what I'm saying and go and ask the Lord for yourself. And pray. Get on your knees. And if you seek Him and just sincerely ask Him, Lord, tell me, guide me, and direct me, He will. Seek and you will find. Ask, you shall receive. And knock and it will be opened, my friends. The Lord loves you so much. Every one of you, you're perfect in His eyes. And they say, oh, I don't like this Christianity because it says we're all sinners, and it doesn't say that. They don't understand it. They're parroting. You go and you get a degree or a bachelor's degree in a college, and that's probably your problem. I don't have any degrees, and I am proud of that. I try very hard not to listen to any of these people, but I'm telling you, friends, be careful. I'm going to go. It's actually below freezing out here right now. Friends, please listen to what I'm saying. The end is very close. I'm going to give you guys some information about a company that you can go on the web and you can order all kinds of organic grains, oats, wheat, corn, barley, and you can order all these grains and organic seeds and grains for like 1/5 the price you'd buy somewhere else. I mean, like you can get a whole 50-pound bag for, I think it's about, some of it's like 50, 60 cents a pound, 50, 60 cents per pound. So if you go and get a pound of oatmeal at Walmart, it's like $4, $5. You can get that 1 pound for like 60 cents. And you can get 50 pounds for like 30, I think it's $32 for 50 pounds of oatmeal. And they'll deliver it to your town. Now, I think it's called Azure, but I'll get back to you guys on that. Order as much of it as you can. Thousands of pounds if you can. And find a place to keep it dry and pray to the Lord that He guides you and directs you. I'm going to go ahead and go. May the Lord bless you guys. See you tomorrow.